Tatiana Cherniyev. How to avoid dementia and keep your mind clear until old age. Everything is meaningless if there is no meaning in life. And this meaning is built not at the age of 60, but at 5. If a person is brought up with the idea that you need to eat as many hamburgers as possible, relatively speaking or literally, then his prospects are bad at any age. If there is no point, there is no point in living. The brain, like the body, requires work. At the same time, it requires a lot of work. Difficult. If we lie down on the sofa and don't get up from it for 6 months, we will have to learn to walk. It's the same with the brain. According to WHO, more than 55 million people suffer from dementia or senile dementia, and this number is growing rapidly. It is expected that by 2050, it will increase several times. Alzheimer's disease is the cause of more than half of all cases of senile dementia. It was named after the German physician Alois Alzheimer, who first described it in 1906. Dementia is terrible because it takes away a person's ability to remember, think, participate in decision-making, and distinguish between loved ones. It deprives a person of all the knowledge and practical skills he has acquired in the course of life. This disease turns a person's life and all his loved ones into hell. At the same time, the state does not seek to admit such patients to free institutions at all. And the rescue of drowning people becomes exclusively their problem. Tatiana Chernihiv has devoted her entire life to studying the work of the brain, and she is sure that senile dementia can be avoided. You can keep a clear mind until old age. To do this, you need to treat your brain confidently. To give up some things that negatively affect the brain. And this is not a difficult task at all. The brain stores all the information that it passed by, smelled, tasted, felt, saw, and so on. Everything is stored there. If you don't remember it, it doesn't mean it's not in the brain. Therefore, Chernihiv constantly reminds, you cannot read stupid books, communicate with jerks, listen to bad music, eat low-quality food, watch mediocre movies. So what should be avoided? What is destroying our brain day after day? First, our brain becomes lazy, which means it gradually dies off. Thanks to instant sources of dopamine, the hormone of joy. In today's world, where everything is becoming faster and more instantaneous, our lives have become accompanied by quick pleasures. One of the most common types of such pleasures is fast dopamine, which causes a short-term feeling of satisfaction and euphoria. Flipping through the tape of the overly popular TikTok lately, we get a lightning-fast release of dopamine and nothing more. There is zero useful information besides a complete lack of brain function. Although fast dopamine may seem attractive and meet our immediate needs, it carries serious risks to our health and well-being. Addiction, mental health problems, physical illness, and decreased productivity are all consequences that can arise from the constant consumption of fast dopamine. The brain is lazy, but not stupid. He understands that there is no point in reading books, developing, comprehending new publications, if just logging into a social network is enough to get pleasure. The effect is the same, but less energy is spent. Of course, this does not mean that you need to abandon social networks. Yes, this is no longer possible today. But you need to learn how to carefully select information. Tatiana Chernihiv believes that it is necessary to read as many useful books as possible. Artistic classics of self-development books, and less tabloid press and tabloid literature. Classics are our everything. If the brain reads idiotic books, magazines, communicates with fools, listens to meaningless music, and watches stupid movies, then there is nothing to complain about. A book that may be easy for someone, but it is difficult for you. A movie that you don't understand means you'll be thinking. Or a performance where it is unclear what the director wanted to say. In this case, the brain will be busy with work, says Chernigovskaya. Second, the brain is killing the wrong reading of books. Everyone needs to realize this. We were just talking about reading books, and then we talk about the wrong reading. But there is no contradiction here. The rule is that it is better to read one book correctly than a dozen volumes incorrectly. If you mechanically scan the text, well, just like any device, just with your eyes. In this case, the brain is generally busy with other work. That is, this is profanity. Tatiana Vladimirovna noted in one of the interviews, "You need to read slowly and thoughtfully to understand the essence. This way, the brain strains more, and more neural connections are involved." There is a wonderful technique. After reading each chapter, you need to put the book aside. Close your eyes and try to remember as many small details as possible. The names of the heroes, their actions and deeds, key events. In this way, the brain performs useful work that contributes to memory training. These are not easy tasks to solve, idiotic movies to watch. It should be a job that is hard to come by. The third, if you refuse to study, you will condemn your brain to dementia. Tatiana Chernihiv is sure that you need to study all your life, without ceasing, even if you are over 60 years old. And we need to get rid of automatism, as this is the way to degradation. Why? Let's take walking or cycling as an example. When we take steps or spin the wheels of a bicycle, we do not think about how to do it correctly so as not to fall. This action is performed automatically. We have honed the technique so much that the brain practically does not waste time and energy processing information. Everything is done instantly. Most of life consists of automatisms, driving a car, cooking food, typing on a keyboard, and so on. We've been doing all these things for years, so we can reproduce them without much difficulty. Automatism is devoid of awareness. We need it in order to free our minds to solve complex creative tasks. Only they train the brain and prevent it from degrading. If you want to think clearly in old age, learn. The brain either develops or degrades. There is no third option. We must constantly learn something, discover something new, learn a new language, play a musical instrument. Fortunately, there are plenty of opportunities for this. New acquired knowledge forms new neural connections, and there is nowhere without them in old age. The brain is working at maximum speed precisely because it needs to do difficult work. Hard work for the brain is medicine. Fourth, do you want to have a wonderful memory? Get enough sleep. Whether the brain can rest is a moot point. As it has already become clear, many hours of mindless travel on social networks is not the best leisure option. In this case, the brain will not only not rest, but also absorb a lot of meaningless information. The only way to give the brain the opportunity to rest and recover is a sound and full sleep. Tatiana Chernihiv recommends going to bed in a timely manner and avoiding chronic sleep deprivation. Sleep deficiency is devastating. It affects memory, mood, and brain function. It is during sleep that all recovery processes are started in the body. Information is sorted. Information from short-term memory passes into long-term memory. If sleep is intermittent and abnormal, not only the schedule is disrupted, but also excessive overload of working memory occurs. It takes more time to solve simple tasks, and complex tasks generally turn out to be impossible. Fifth, there is no goal. The brain is on the path of degradation. Tatiana Chernihiv believes that every person, regardless of age, should have goals and plans for the future. This is one of the main conditions for our good health in general and brain health in particular. Setting a goal means going off the easy path, and this is exactly what the brain needs, which makes it healthy and happy. He needs to solve difficult tasks. It is this, and not rest, that is the medicine for him. In addition, goal setting is a surprisingly complex psychological tool. Clear goals give us the opportunity to concentrate. That is, forces our brain to search hard for solutions, which does not give it the opportunity to relax. At the same time, we should not forget how much joy we experience, even when we achieve the smallest goals. The main thing is to always encourage and praise yourself when the intended goal is achieved. Tatiana Vladimirovna is sure that everyone should have a goal. Not necessarily a grandiose one, even the smallest one. That he gets something worth living for. There is an interest in life. It is the goal that gives a person a sense of existence. Friends, if you liked the video, then share it with your friends. And we thank you for your attention and appreciate your every comment. We will be glad if you join our channel and wish you a wonderful day and mood.